Are you guys correct in the booth that we did get a viewer photo in? Is it queued up or do we need to upload that? Oh, wow. So we were talking, this is from the Rockholds area, Drake, and we were talking about how big this hail is that was falling, and there's the proof right here that these storms and that these cells, these are ones that you do not want to mess with at all. When we say that there is heavy hail, there's substantial hail with this, that you need to be taking cover, we mean business. And the proof, as they say, the proof is right here. The proof is in the pudding. Now we're getting ground truth that the hail that we've been talking about falling is now verified. So with that being said, we have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in effect that have a considerable damage tag on it. We have the severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on it for Lee County, Virginia, portions of Wise County. Again, we need to keep an eye on all 3 of these as we go into the next several minutes. We are getting verification now of some heavy hail being reported with these cells. All right, current time is now 6:08. So real quick, I'm going to go ahead and pinpoint some locations. We're going to talk about the 2 severe thunderstorm warnings with the considerable damage tags first. For Clay, Jackson, Lee, and Owsley County, as well as let's say portions of Perry County as well. That's a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. This is a considerable damage tag, and this goes into effect. Let me move the map a little bit, see if I can get that correct one on here. There you go. Breathitt, Clay, Owsley, Perry. There we go. This is the correct one. Breathitt, Clay, Owsley, Perry. Considerable damage tag. 70-mile-an-hour wind, 2-inch diameter hail. Again, I cannot stress this enough. You need to be inside. You need to be in your safe place. You need to have a safety plan. You need to be watching us on mobile devices, because we are now getting ground truth that we are seeing some heavy hail being picked up with these systems. Cannot stress that enough one bit. 21,922 people right now are being impacted by this cell. We are seeing some heavy lightning, and you can see right now that we are seeing some heavy hail with this. Drake, do you have anything?
So we do have that tornado possible still in Claiborne that I did want to just go back over one more time.
Yeah, we can take over Max 2 real quick, and we'll take over this. Go ahead.
So currently we do have that tornado possible still for parts of Claiborne County and Lee County, Virginia in our viewing area. We do have some pretty impressive velocity on there. If you can see that there, Eric. I'm going to see if I can get a gate-to-gate reading on that. Hold on, let me pop off that severe warning real quick. See if we can get that there. But gate-to-gate shear 26 miles an hour, so I can see why they still have that on there.
I do too. Because we are still seeing, even though it's kind of weakened a little bit, still seeing that rotation. Now, so there's your SRV or your store relative velocity. We're getting some bright blues there, Drake. We're getting some bright blues there. So, again, something that we'll need to monitor as we go in the next several minutes. Drake, thank you. Thank you so much for that. All right. So let's go back to so this is number 1. Drake talked about the one that's got the tornado possible tag. Again, thank you so much. And then the third one right here that we need to keep an eye on. Again, this has been a very active evening for all of us. This is the other one that's got the considerable damage. McCreary, Pulaski, Wayne, Whitley County. Again, 70-mile-an-hour wind, 2-inch hail diameter, about 4670, 4669 in terms of people being impacted by this again. This is Doppler radar indicated against got that considerable damage. Drake, does this also has a tornado possible tag on it?
I just see a considerable tag on it, but let me
because on top it says tornado possible threat considerable. Can we make sure can we verify that, please?
Yep, I am going to pull that up right now.
And while we're doing that, I'm going to get the velocity on here real quick. Look at this. Okay, so we have another severe thunderstorm warning out. We are seeing some rotation with this.
I don't see a tornado possible tag on there.
Perfect. All right, so let's go back to the warnings. Okay, so we saw that considerable tag there. So, Drake, do you have any information? Do you have any new information on anything yet?
So I don't have any new information, but I did just want to reiterate for our viewers what a tornado possible is.
Yep.
Because we've been saying the word a lot. A tornado possible does mean that there is some detected rotation. Those couplets that we've been showing you on air the last little bit, that is just a sign of rotation. If you see those reds and those greens, that means that a tornado is possible due to radar. So a tornado warning a lot of the time is due to those couplets being strong enough to issue a warning. When we have a tornado possible, that is usually when we have weaker rotation, which we've seen a lot today. Even with this storm, the tornado, the rotation that is on there is not strong enough to issue a warning, at least confidence-wise. But there is rotation on there that could mean that a tornado is possible within it. Usually the way we like to say it is a tornado warning means a tornado is imminent, but when you have a tornado possible, that means that, you know, there's a possibility that happens. That's a textbook right there, tornado possible.
Yes, it is. And I'm going to go ahead and draw this out. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Drake. And look at this right here. This is what Drake was just mentioning, the textbook. For what a tornado possible is you got your green and reds right here. So green means we're going towards the radar. Red means we're going away from the radar. And we start to get that couplet right here. We're getting a new scan in. So it just moved on me. But it's right there to the north and to the east of the Sneedville area. So we are seeing that rotation again being picked up there. So again, severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. This goes into effect until what time was this again, Drake?
That is until 6:45. I do want to say that Max 2 has stopped responding, so I will be down for a second.
Okay, thank you for that heads up. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take a look at this. We do have that tornado possible, severe thunderstorm warning in effect. Again, this is for, and we got a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect too. And I understand Max 2 is down, so we'll get to that in just a second.
It is for Knox, Laurel, McCreary, Pulaski, and Whitley counties.
Yeah, it just popped up on my watch. So, and this goes into effect until 7 o'clock. So we'll go ahead, and I'm going to go back one. And we'll go ahead and go back to this, to the live pinpoint Doppler radar here. There we go. Okay, so let me go back one. There we go. And you said that was for Whitley, Whitley and Laurel County. Yep, and this does have the considerable damage tag on it too.
Yes, and some locations that are pinpointed on here are Moore Hill, Lynn Camp, and Knox Fork.
Okay, so we've been talking about considerable damage, what this means. So normally when you get a severe thunderstorm warning, usually it's 60-mile-an-hour wind, quarter-size hail. Considerable damage means that simply everything else is elevated. Hail size, instead of quarter inch, it's 2 inches in diameter. Think of baseball. 2 inches in diameter is the main threat of this. The wind is still 60 miles an hour. Usually the wind is elevated as well. So that's the reason why the considerable damage tag is being picked up, is because we're seeing the characteristics larger than what would normally be a normal severe thunderstorm warning. Same story with like the tornado possible tag. So that's the reason why they have this considerable damage tag, because we are seeing larger hail than normal being picked up. Look how many people is being affected. That's 38,470 people. Considerable damage, again, is the main tag there. And the reason, again, why we have that considerable damage tag is because of that large hail, 2 inches in diameter. And you're going to be seeing this a lot as we go throughout the next several minutes. Again, this goes until 7 o'clock this evening. We have the other one off towards the west of this one. This is the continuation of the first one, which that one will be allowed to expire momentarily, as it has since been extended. I'm going to stop the radar real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and put the storm track on this. And what we're going to do, so we're going to move the map over. And Drake, you said this is moving at east-northeast. Are we still at 45?
Let's see. We are at moving east at 40. I will go ahead and readjust that for you.
Okay, thank you. And let me know when that's ready, and I'll put the storm track on it.
You are all good.
Okay, so we're going to put this on here. We're moving to the east at 40. So over the next half hour, if you are near, well, so there's North Corbin. Over the next half hour, if you're near the Bald Rock area, the Vox area, North Corbin, Lilly, or Gray area, if you're in any one of those communities, you need to be watching us on your mobile device. WYMT.com, the WYMT News app, the WYMT First Alert Weather app, or our Facebook live stream. You need to be in the lowest level of your house, away from windows. This does have a considerable damage tag being associated with this, with heavy wind and large hail. Drake?
Yes, so that Breathitt, Clay, Owsley, Perry severe thunderstorm warning with the considerable damage. Manchester is now out of that warning. They have continued the warning, but have allowed it to expire in the city of Manchester.
Okay, so if you're in Manchester, you are now out of that severe thunderstorm warning with the considerable damage tag. We are going to focus on this for a few seconds. I'm going to go ahead and take a look here. Let's clear this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put our hail scope on here, because that's part of the reason why we have that considerable damage tag, is because of that heavy hail. And we've received viewer photos of where we're seeing some large hail. So the proof is there. We are now getting the ground truth that we are seeing this. So in terms of hail across the area, let's see what we have. And you can see a little bit, yeah, we got a little bit of blue right here.
Yeah, it's
so there's Mount Victory.
Detecting about an inch of hail
right there. An inch in diameter so far. Okay, we've got a new tornado warning, Drake.
All right.
We've got a new tornado warning.
That is for parts of, it looks like that storm that had the tornado possible on it. I am gathering locations for you right now. It looks like Lee County, West Virginia is in that warning. That is the only county for us that is involved in this, but it also includes parts of Hancock, Hawkins, and Scott County.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and talk about this real quick, because this is brand new off the press, this tornado warning that is in effect. And we'll stop this and we'll go ahead and take a look here at our latest with live pinpoint Doppler radar again. So there, right there, is that new tornado warning that is in effect. You said this is for Lee County?
Yes, Lee County, Virginia.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and pinpoint this right here. And this is moving how fast?
Let me get a reading on that for you real quick, as I just had taken that down. We're getting moving east at 30, so I will go ahead and change that for you to 30, and you're all set, Eric.
All right, so again, this is moving to the east at 30 miles per hour. So we'll go ahead and put the storm track on this. If you're near the Vardy area, 627, Van, 631, Willis area, 645, the Jennings store area, about 6:55, and then around the top of the hour, the Cold Springs area. So again, it's been one after another, and Drake, we were talking about this earlier when we went outside earlier and the sun was out and it was bright and shiny. That was not a good sign at all, because it fueled more instability in the atmosphere.
It allowed the atmosphere to recover after our morning round of storms, and that happens a lot with when you get these large rainstorms in the morning. If you get all that precipitation, it allows humidity to build back up, and as the sun shines, it allows for more instability to build up in the atmosphere. This is a textbook severe weather setup, usually how it happens.
And you remember a few hours ago, we were only in the mid-60s. We were forecasting upper 70s, low 80s. We got the sunshine, and that temperature just shot right up, and this was the result of that, is those line of showers and thunderstorms pushing through. So again, we do have that tornado warning effect, and real quick, I do want to make mention of this. The severe thunderstorm watch has been extended to include Elliott County, Floyd County, Knott County, Letcher County, Harlan County, Bell County, and then the normal ones that we had earlier is now in effect still until 8 o'clock, but it has been extended to include, again, Perry County, Breathitt County, Magoffin, Morgan County. All eyes right now are on that tornado warning now. That is in effect for Lee County in Virginia. We'll go ahead and pinpoint this, and again, you can see that line that's pushing through, and these systems have been very fast moving. They've been moving between 35 to 45 miles per hour, and they're still churning through. So again, as Drake mentioned, the tornado possible tag, meaning this, it's not a tornado warning, but the characteristics of some rotation, albeit weak, is still there. So this is one of those that can go either way with that tornado possible tag. The tornado warning, though, that means that conditions are there. That means that you need to be in your safe space. You need to be in your basement, lowest level of your house, away from windows. You are under the barrel with a tornado warning, as opposed to the one where we have the tornado possible tag. Drake, do you have anything to add?
So I do have this, the velocity queued up on max 2. And
if we can take max 2, please.
Yeah, as we can see, this currently is not in our viewing area, the actual rotation. However, tornadoes do tend to occlude and move north as they start to wrap up. So if that does indeed happen, we could see this move back into Lee County as it starts to weaken. But as of right now, that rotation has strengthened a lot, and it is affecting parts of Tennessee right now. But as far as it goes for Lee County, Virginia, the tornado is not there yet, but everybody needs to be in their safe place because tornadoes don't just move in a straight line. They tend to wobble. They tend to move north, south. So if you are in Lee County right now, please get in your shelter until this warning expires.
Right. And so again, quick recap, there's that tornado warning that's in effect for Lee County. And as Drake mentioned, that these cells do have a tendency to kind of occlude, meaning move a little bit farther north. I do want to take a look here. We'll stop this and put the velocity on. And I want to draw your attention to what Drake was mentioning. And it's right here near the Kyles Ford area. And I want to go ahead and zoom this in because this is looking very, very interesting. Drake, look at this right here.
Yep.
I mean, this is classic. Look at this. Just to the east of the Vardy area, you're seeing classic textbook rotation right here. Right there is classic textbook rotation, which is the reason why they issue that tornado warning for that area. So again, let's go back to live pinpoint Doppler radar, and you can see how everything is moving off towards the east and northeast. This is over the past 3 hours. We'll go ahead and stop this, and we'll put the live view on here. And you can see exactly what's going on here as the radar is just scanning. It's lit up like a Christmas tree this evening. But again, we have the severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible. We have the tornado warning in effect for portions of Lee County and Virginia. But let's go back real quick. Drake, if we can keep an eye on that tornado warning, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the other severe thunderstorm warnings that have the considerable damage tags. And I want to check on the status on those as well, because we have a lot of ground to cover over the next several minutes. This goes into effect until 6:30, so about another 5 minutes for Breathitt, Clay, Owsley, and Perry County. Again, we're seeing 60-mile-an-hour wind, hail under 2 inches, so under baseball size in terms of that aspect, which again is the reason why they had that considerable damage tag on here. Are there any indications, Drake, on the chat in regards to whether any of these will be allowed to expire or whether these are going to continue?
So as of right now, they have just expired parts of the warnings for McCreary, Pulaski, and Whitley. Those have been allowed to expire, but the other parts of the warnings are still ongoing as of right now. But they're just surely, moving locations out of the warnings as they move out. But these storms are still keeping their strength somewhat, which is making it hard to expire a warning.
Right, and we've been seeing the past several hours continuation after continuation after continuation. So this is why we're staying on air and giving you the first alert as to what is going on here in eastern Kentucky, especially when you get these considerable damage tags on the map. And you're seeing some heavy hail being picked up, or some large hail and heavy wind. And we've been receiving some viewer photos of the proof that we are seeing some heavy hail being picked up across eastern Kentucky. So the bottom line, stay indoors. Keep it tuned here to WYMT over the next several hours. Keep it tuned to the WYMT First Alert Weather app. Drake, they did just issue a new severe thunderstorm warning. This new severe thunderstorm warning does not have a considerable damage tag on it.
No, it
so
does
this
not.
is just a general 60-mile-an-hour wind, quarter-size hail tag. But again, as I was saying, if you have to go out, just please be careful. Just please stay indoors. Keep it tuned here to WYMT, as well as our social media outlets. We will give you the first alert as to what is going on here in eastern Kentucky. So again, that's the big thing here. The other severe thunderstorm warning with the considerable damage tag that I want to look at is again over towards the North Corbin area. The London area, just south of London, is under the considerable damage tag. Again, when you get that 60-mile-an-hour wind and 2-inch diameter hail, that right there is the reason why they issued that considerable damage tag. And the proof has been with the viewer photos that we've been receiving as well. You see the area, watch when the radar beam moves around, because you're going to notice this area right here light up. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight the area that I want you to focus on. You'll see this area right here, right there, light up. What that means, that's your hail core. So we are seeing a substantial amount of hail being picked up with this system. Again, this is moving to the east at around, is this the one that's moving to the east at 35 or 40?
Let me see. I just got a new warning,
Yep.
so I was on that. That is a continuation of that severe thunderstorm warning. Hold on, let me see. The severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Lee, that is still tornado possible. It's now been extended into more northern parts of Lee County at this point.
Okay.
But I will go back over what storm is this one.
This is the one, this has got the considerable damage tag on it. This is the one south of London near the North Corbin area along I-75.
All right, let me grab that for you real quick. Let's see what we got.
And while we're doing that again, I want to reiterate that we do have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings going on at this time, so we are doing our best to make sure we hit every single one of these. We still have that tornado warning in effect as well for the extreme southern part of the viewing area. Okay.
Eric, I do have that cone queued up for you, 40 miles per hour east for that North Corbin storm.
Okay, so here we go. So we'll go ahead and queue this up here, and we'll take a look here at the storm track over the next several hours. Again, if you're in the Vox area, North Corbin, Tuttle, Bush, Manchester, or Asher's Fork area, there's your ETA as to when this is going to come in. So I do want to do a quick reset. We're going to go over every single thing right now. That severe thunderstorm watch is still in effect until 8 o'clock for the areas shaded in yellow. Notice how it is extended farther east from the original severe thunderstorm watch. Earlier, Perry County wasn't it? Actually, the line was from Rowan to Lee down to Knox over towards Wayne. Now we've added Breathitt, Perry, Magoffin, Morgan, Elliott, Floyd, Letcher, Harlan, and then Bell County. Now that severe thunderstorm watch until 8 o'clock. Let's go back to live pinpoint Doppler radar, and we'll go ahead and give you the grand tour as to what is going on in terms of the warnings. Have the severe thunderstorm warning in effect now, still for portions of Perry County, Breathitt County, Owsley County, portions of Lee County in Kentucky. You've got the severe thunderstorm warning with the considerable damage tag still just south of London across portions of I-75. You've got the severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag across portions of Lee County in Virginia, and embedded within that is that tornado warning. Go ahead, Drake.
I do want to say that Perry County is now out of that severe thunderstorm warning
Perry
with
County
the new
is now,
issuance.
Okay,
Yes.
so let's go ahead and focus on this. And it looks like, correct me if I'm wrong, Drake, it looks like that one that has the considerable damage tag was allowed to expire.
It looks like, yes, the considerable damage for the storm that we're currently looking at for Breathitt, Clay, Lee, and Owsley has been allowed to expire. We now have one considerable damage, that one that is near North Corbin in Knoxville, Mercury, and Whitley, as well as the tornado possible in Lee County. And just off to our south, there is a severe thunderstorm warning just out of our viewing area. But if that continues to move into our area, that will be another thing to worry about. At least for now, just one considerable and one tornado possible.
One thing to note, too, and I do want to mention this, if you can do so safely, I'm not saying go out and jeopardize anything. If you see anything and you can do so safely, please send us pictures. Please upload them to the WYMT First Alert Weather app. That would be the fastest way for us to see it here in the Weather Center. And that would be the fastest way to get it on air as well. So if you can do so safely, please do so. Because even though we do have radar, viewer photos and ground truth is much more, basically it adds a different dimension to our severe weather coverage. And ultimately, you guys are part of our severe weather coverage by sending us the ground truth. So thank you so much for that. All right, severe thunderstorm warning, again, considerable damage tag. What the considerable damage tag means, 2-inch diameter hail, baseball size, is being reported with this. 60-mile-an-hour wind gust being picked up. Again, 38,470 people are being impacted right now by this system. This goes from London through North Corbin and then down just to the north of the Williamsburg area. This is for Knox, Laurel, McCreary, and Whitley County. Again, this does have the considerable damage tag with it. So we'll go ahead and go back to our home view, and we'll go ahead and pinpoint the other severe thunderstorm warning. The one I'm going to be concerned about right now, and the one that meteorologist Drake Foley has had his eye on for the past almost hour now, is the one across portions of Lee County in Virginia. Drake, we need to verify this because it looks like there's a tornado confirmed with this.
Yes, that looks like there is an observed tornado. Let me go grab the latest from the National Weather Service.
We need to verify that because we were talking about this when we were showing the velocity tag.
Yes, this is a
tight couplet. Go ahead.
This is as of 6:29. This is a confirmed tornado located 9 miles east of Sneedville, moving east at 30 miles per hour. This does not look like it will impact, at least right now, but it does have southeastern Lee County, Virginia, involved in this right now. So if you do want to take and zoom on it, I will pull up the storm cone for you. It is moving east at 30 miles per hour. So once you have that ready, I will go move that.
I will get that ready for you. And if you want to go ahead and put the storm cone on, I will.
All right, you are good to go there. I'm going to go ahead and go pull up we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that I'm going to, that goes for the North Corbin storm. They've cut off the western part of that warning, but it is continuing to stay considerable, which is an elevated level of a severe thunderstorm warning. It is the next step up. There's considerable and I believe a destructive thunderstorm as well that we have, but as of right now, we are one step up from a severe thunderstorm warning. So you need to treat this almost like it could be a tornado warning because you could get hail 2 inches of size, as well as vivid lightning. All this stuff is, dangerous to your life. So treat this as if it is the most severe storm you've seen in your life. Just stay indoors for now, and we will let you know when you are safe.
One thing to note too, and Drake, we've been kind of homing in on this, if you will. Make sure you have multiple ways to get your notifications, to get your severe weather alerts. WYMT First Alert Weather app, great tool. You can watch us live on there as well. You can watch us live on WYMT.com as well as any of our streaming platforms on Facebook Live. And the reason why you do this is because in case something were to happen, you lose power. You still have a way to get your information. A lot of places still don't have. Some places don't even have places to get information from. This is just a great outlet for us to make sure you get the latest information and the latest first alerts. So go ahead, Drake.
I just wanted to ask, after we go through this tornado warning, that I want to ask the producers to take Max 2 after. I do have a look at the storm near North Corbin, just on 75 southbound near London from our KYTC cam.
All right, let's go ahead and get that queued up, and we'll take a look here. Jennings Store is going to be under the impact at 642, Canton 644, Fraleytown 653, Bellamy Town 657, over towards the Clinchport area. Be at top of the hour. So again, these are the areas that will be impacted with this tornado warning, and this tornado warning does go until 7 p.m. And let's go ahead and take over to Max 2, and we'll have Drake take over.
Yes, so as we can see in the air right now, I'm going to go ask Eric if he can, once he's done resetting, that we are going to kind of point out, as you can see at the top of the screen, just under our 75 southbound banner, we could see, just off to the west, that downpour just off to the left, as well as just a line, just dark skies right there. Some cars pull it over to the side as well. We do see, the roads are wet. This is rain ongoing, but just to the south is where this considerable thunderstorm is. And you can kind of just see how dark the sky looks. That's what happens when you have all this hail and heavy rain all mixed into one. So the storms we've been talking about today, this is just some ground truth. We saw it earlier just leaving Wayne County, and these storms are very strong, especially, we're in late September right now. People, tend to think, late spring, midsummer, we get these, strong severe events, but we're starting to get, close to our dry season, and this is a big severe weather event, dropping a lot of rain in a place where we haven't had a lot of rain.
Right, and matter of fact, we're only sitting at 207 inch of rain for the entire month here in Hazard. So even though we are seeing some active weather, this is still some good news, if you will, about the rain falling. So one thing to note too, and Drake, you kind of hit this a little bit on the head. Sorry, all right, if we can go ahead and take a look at this, we do have some images out of Clay County where we are seeing some hail. If we can get that queued up. Drake, there's the ground truth right here. We've been talking about this for a while. Look, right there. 2-inch diameter hail being picked up near Manchester. Inch and a half, it looks like, being picked up there. There's another one. Yeah. So that's easily an inch in diameter hail. Imagine getting hit with those. And that's why we say if you have to be outdoors, and we got one more, man.
That's some pretty big hail. That's probably the biggest I've seen, even though I was in Oklahoma for a long time, hail like this is more of a Central Plains thing, getting, this big kind of hail, and it's happening right now. So that's something definitely we need to keep an eye on, and why we have these considerable warnings. It's not just, oh, it's a bad thunderstorm. This is containing potentially life-endangering hail.
Absolutely, and this is why we keep saying, get inside, stay inside, have multiple ways to receive notifications. If you are out and you see hail, please make your way indoors, because imagine getting hit by one of those with no protection on. And it's just a very interesting situation this evening. And Drake, you kind of hit this on the head a little bit. One thing to note about these systems is, yes, we're going into the evening and overnight hours, but these can continue. We still have enough instability. Drake, what do our dew points look like right now? They were very high earlier, because these can kind of go into the evening hours easily with the way things are going.
Well, currently we're still sitting, in the 70s, and our dew points are sitting in the low 70s as well. So we are extremely saturated right now with humidity. I'm seeing humidity readings, just in our area near 87%. So these storms still have a lot of fuel.
Drake, I just want to make mention of this too. We do have a new flood advisory in effect. This is for Harlan County, Bell County, and Knox County. Harlan County, Bell County, Knox County is now under a flood advisory until 9:45 this evening. So we've got a lot going on. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and reset the map again. And we'll go ahead and go over everything. We'll cover everybody once again. So the severe thunderstorm warning that was out that had the considerable damage tag has since expired. We still have a regular thunderstorm warning in effect. We'll go ahead and pinpoint this thunderstorm warning right here. And we'll go ahead and put the information up here. This is for Breathitt, Clay, Lee, and Owsley. This goes into effect until 7 p.m. This is just a general run-of-the-mill thunderstorm. When I say run-of-the-mill thunderstorm warning, I don't mean it's not bad. They're all bad. But general thunderstorm warnings consist of 60-mile-an-hour wind, quarter-size hail. When you start getting into the considerable damage tags, that's when it gets to either 70-mile-an-hour wind and 2-inch diameter hail, which is what we were picking up earlier. So this is just a regular severe thunderstorm warning. This does not have a tag on it. Now we're going to go ahead and move the map over to the one that has the considerable damage tag on it. And it's this one right here across portions of Knox, Laurel, McCreary, and Whitley County. Again, Knox, Laurel, McCreary, and Whitley County. This has a considerable damage tag on it because of this. 2-inch diameter hail is being picked up, and you can see right here, and I'm going to highlight it. Drake, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning as well.
It looks like it is that the storm near Breathitt County. It is just the southwestern part of that warning has been allowed to expire, and it has been continued. City of Jackson is still not in this, by the way, so this is just
Laurel and Whitley County has been added into a flood advisory until 9:45. So I just received that. But I want to focus your attention on these areas right here in white, and I'm going to circle these for you. See these areas right here? That's where we're seeing some heavy hail being picked up. We've received several photos of some hail being picked up across portions of eastern Kentucky, and to our viewers who's done so, thank you so much for sending those in. Nothing is more accurate than the ground truth. We do have the radar, but we're only as good as what we see on the screen. You guys have been awesome sending in viewer photos, so we cannot thank you enough for that. We do appreciate that. I do want to put our hail scope on, and we'll go ahead and take a look here at this system, because we are seeing some hail being picked up with this. Right there, there's North Corbin, just to the south and west of North Corbin. See this dark blue shading? That's where we're seeing hail. I'd say easily, Drake, if I was to guess, inch and a half in diameter on that.
Yeah, very, very close to that right now.
And this has been the general trend all evening, is that inch and a half in diameter type hail. So
I do want to say, with that tornado warning that we did have earlier, just near Lee County, there was a confirmed tornado with that, as well as a TDS drop. That has now started to weaken a bit and has moved out of our coverage area, but there could definitely be damage down there. So if you're anywhere near the Sneedville area where they reported that, just south of Lee County, Virginia, make sure to stay out of the way of first responders as they go into that situation.
I'm going to go ahead and go back to that system real quick. Let's go ahead and zoom into this. Yep, so there it is. And again, Drake, we've been talking about this for the past several minutes whenever we get back to this system. Because again, we do have the tornado warning, but we also want to make sure everybody in our coverage area, if you're under anything, you guys are being served as well. So we do serve, all of eastern Kentucky, so we want to make sure you guys get your information as well. But we are going to go back to this tornado warning, and I want to put the velocity on. And while we're doing that, Drake, if you can get the continuation, is this a new one or is this a continuation?
This is, they dropped the considerable tag from the Knox, Laurel, and Whitley storm.
So that's just a regular thunderstorm warning.
That is now a regular thunderstorm warning, which leaves all of eastern Kentucky, as far as we know,
in the clear for the most part.
Really just severe thunderstorms. We're not particularly clear, but it is not considerable anymore, which is good news because it's been pretty much nonstop for the last 2 hours.
Exactly. So once we get this one out of the way, this expires at 7. Once we get this one out of the way, and now the one that had the tornado possible tag on it just expired. So we're only left with the tornado warning and this. Once this is out of here, we can do a general recap and we'll kind of get back to normal, if you will. But I want to focus one thing on the velocity, Drake, and we've been focusing on this for the past several minutes. We were talking earlier when we were checking in with this, how you were seeing a green and red couplet with this. Green meaning it was going towards the radar, red meaning it was going away from the radar. I don't see anything now, and Drake, I don't know if you see anything on your end, but I don't see anything now out of the ordinary that's showing any type of rotation, maybe a little bit of weak rotation here. But I think the heaviest part of that is now gone.
Yes, it looks like it has been, really a large, weakening from that system, because as we saw earlier, there were really some blues and some reds in there, showing some signs of strong rotation. But thankfully, this has started to weaken, especially because we saw a possible debris signature off of that just south of Lee County. So as this begins to weaken, though, like we talked about before, these tend to move north, and it's just east right now of Lee County, that strongest rotation. But I still see like a bit of broad rotation just north of Kyle's Ford, which is in Lee County right there. But I don't believe that is what is left of the tornado, as that is kind of moved off into out of our viewing area, at least for the broad rotation.
All right, so again, quick recap, and I'm going to go ahead and put the radar back on here, and we'll take a look at this. So this, basically, this is the only big story we have now is this tornado warning, right?
Yes.
So this is the only thing that we have. Again, this goes into effect until 7 p.m. This is now getting chiseled away slowly out of Lee County. But again, this is something as long as it's in our viewing area, we're going to keep an eye on it. So we'll monitor this for a few minutes. Drake, it looks like we are getting a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is for Wise County, Virginia. I think it's going to be more continuation up north, so we'll go ahead and pinpoint
this is a new warning here.
It is?
Yes, this is right here, just east of Letcher County, actually, into parts of Wise. This is just east of Jenkins and parts of Whitesburg. Yep, it just came up on my screen over here. But yes, this is for part of Wise until 7:30. It includes the city of Pound, Gilley, Dixiana, Lyons, and Hurricane.
Yep, I had just popped up on my end, so we'll go ahead and pinpoint this storm right here. And what is the movement on this one?
All right, let's get a look on that movement ongoing right now. We do have movement of around 30 miles per hour on that storm, and that's moving east.
Okay, so again, we'll keep an eye on this for the next few minutes, but we want to go back into our tornado warning because once this is out of Lee County, we will end our severe weather coverage. But I want to go back real quick to the tornado warning, and we're going to keep an eye on this until it is out of Lee County, which you can see right there. There's the tornado warning coverage, or the tornado warning right there, I should say. As you can see, it's still in Portsmouth, Lee County. There's Kyle's Ford right there. You can see how it's still pushing its way out of Lee County, out of our viewing area. So there's a little bit of good news right there. But we're still picking up some hail. We still have about 7,800 people being impacted by this. And this is something that we'll be monitoring as we go into the next several minutes. Drake, do you have anything?
I do want to say that we do now have some damage reports out of Knox County. A power pole was snapped from the storms earlier today.
Okay. In a few minutes, if you can we look and see if we have any customers without power across eastern Kentucky, and
yes,
we'll get a load of that as well, or get a look at that. So take a look here again at that tornado warning in effect. Again, this is still for Lee County in Virginia. We're still monitoring this. The heaviest band is out of the viewing area. In terms of rotation, again, I'm not seeing anything in terms of rotation being picked up now. I mean, we're seeing a little bit here, but it's not as well defined as it was earlier. So there's a little bit of good news there. This does expire at 7 in 10 minutes. So again, we'll keep an eye on this as we go into the next several minutes here, and we'll put the radar back on. And again, you can see the radar scan, how it's just pushing through. And this is still moving east at 45, correct, Drake? Is that what this one is?
That was east at 45, yes.
East at 45. So this should be out of the Lee County area within the next few minutes, easily. So this is, again, something that we're monitoring. We've been monitoring this. We've been on this since the beginning of this. And now in about, 6:50, so about another 9 minutes, this should be allowed to expire, I should say. So again, something that we are monitoring as it pushes its way out of our viewing area.
And I did want to say, you had me check up on those customer outages. We have about 700 total outages as of right now in just the locations that have had storms move through, including in Leslie County, Knott County. That's where I'm seeing most of them right now, kind of like where we had that considerable damage move through. That is where I see the most outages, at least of right now. I'm still looking for a little bit more, but I will report back to you more when I...
That kind of gives you the general idea as to the outcome of why they issue that considerable damage tag for those areas. And now we are seeing the aftermath of that. So we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning coming in real quick. So we're going to keep it locked onto this tornado warning, and we're going to keep it focused here. If you want to go over that
Yeah,
one.
that severe thunderstorm warning is still including North Corbin in it. It is just an expiration of the western parts, but it has been allowed to continue. A lot of lightning involved with this storm, but as far as I see, no considerable tag on that. It is just a run-of-the-mill severe thunderstorm that we have as of this moment.
Okay. So there's some good news right now. We don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings that has a considerable damage tag. They're just 60-mile-an-hour wind, quarter size. So I'm not saying that's good, but it's not at all. But it could be worse. We've had some tonight that's had the tornado possible tag. We've had some that's had the considerable damage tag, that's had the 70-mile-an-hour winds and 2-inch diameter hail. So the fact that we are now just getting the regular severe thunderstorm warnings with this is kind of telling me that things are slowly, and let me emphasize the term slowly, kind of dwindling down. We're nowhere out of the woods yet. Let me be very clear, we're not out of the woods yet, but they are slowly kind of dwindling down here. So again, quick recap, tornado warning in effect. This is for Lee County in Virginia. This goes for about another 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Drake, do we have anything on the chat in regards to this?
I do.
If they're gonna extend it, if they're gonna expire it, I'd be surprised if this got extended.
They're going to likely issue a new severe with a tornado possible tag during the next, depending on how it looks during the next scan, but I don't believe that will involve our area whatsoever. I believe that won't be part of Lee County.
All right, so that's good news. So once this is out, then we will get you obviously back to regular programming. So there's a little bit of good news there. We can kind of go back to normal. But again, all eyes are on this. As long as this is staying in our viewing area, we are going to stay on air with you guys because they are part of our viewing area as well. It doesn't matter if you're in the northern part or if you're in the southern part. We're going to treat you all the same and make sure you get the information that you need to make sure you can go about the next several hours. So with that being said, we do have that tornado warning still in effect for portions of Lee County in Virginia. Again, this goes into effect for about another 6 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and we'll go through all the stops again. We'll take a look at the velocity mode, and we'll take a look here and see if we see anything that would constitute them extending it or anything. I don't see anything really.
It looks like it's very outflow dominant at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So there's some good news there. In terms of hail, let's go ahead and put the hail scope on here real quick, and we'll just kind of verify kind of what we already know, but we're just going to go through and verify that everything is kind of dying down here. So we'll go ahead and put the hail core or hail scope on here, and I don't see anything in terms of hail being picked up, so there's some good news there. Okay, so there's some good news there. And let me take a look here real quick. One more stop. I want to take a look at our debris signature. And again, I don't see anything. I see a little bit of a incomplete there, but I don't see anything out of the ordinary unless, Drake, I don't know if you see anything. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah, as far as that scan goes, that's about as run-of-the-mill as you get with just a regular scan. I do see that we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. That is actually going to be an extension of the one that is currently over Laurel County. It is not considerable as of this moment. I'm going to go ahead and just relay the data, the latest from the National Weather Service. It's going to be until 7:30 p.m. for Clay, Knox, and Laurel County. This is going to move towards areas such as Girdler and Dewitt, and we're going to look at that, and then as well as Emmanuel, Fountain, Hammond, and Saltgum and Bright Shade. Those are just some areas that we could see at least for that storm, and then I'll let you zoom back up. Actually, I'll see if we can take Max 2 just real quick so I can show the location of this, and then after that we can go back to Eric over there with the last of that tornado warning. All right. So right here, this southernmost yellow box that we see is the continuation of that ongoing severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour gusts and half-dollar-sized hail. This is just 7 miles northwest of Barberville, moving east at 35 miles per hour. So we are going to get a track on that just really quickly. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up, and let's see. So we're sitting right here. So over the next 45 minutes or so, some areas that could be impacted is Gray, Crane Nest, Girdler, Woolham, Hammond, Scalf, Brightshade, Plank, and Asher's Fork. If you live in any of those areas, you could see some hail as well as some heavy winds over the next hour.
All right, so let's go ahead and go back to Max 1 really quick, and we'll go ahead and kind of get ready to wrap this up because the tornado warning will be able to expire in about 2.5 minutes. We do have that severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on here, and now picked up with this, but this is out of our viewing area. We still have the tornado warning now in effect. Again, this goes for another couple minutes, and this should be allowed to expire unless Drake, have they already expired this one?
They just expired the tornado warning.
Okay, so we just expired the tornado warning. So right now, the only thing we have, a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, and that's it. Before we go back to programming, I do want to thank you, our viewers, especially those who sent in viewer photos. We got quite a few in our email that we can look over, everything. We can get those on there. I do want to thank you for so much for trusting us with your weather coverage. We know there's a lot of places to get your severe weather coverage, but we want to thank you so much for trusting us. Thank you so much again for watching. I'm meteorologist Eric Dean. We'll go